Hi, I'm Karina. I'm a Ukrainian living in the US. I was born and raised in Ukraine, where I lived until the age of 25, spending most of my time as a young adult between Ukraine and Russia, where I had a lot of friends and still do. I have a Ukrainian passport and I speak both Ukrainian and Russian languages. Everyone I know and love is currently in Ukraine under the Russian bomb attacks. Since I'm making this video in English, I will talk about these horrific events in a way that hopefully my international audience can understand and somewhat relate to. This video is a fundraiser, so by watching it, you are helping the actual people in Ukraine. Disclaimer: in this video, I won't be able to include every single resource or footage proving what I'm saying, because that would take me another week of editing, and time is crucial here. You might hear a lot of facts that you've never heard before. I ask you to please do your own research. I made a decision to post this video as soon as possible with this disclaimer, with a reminder that at this time, like never before, it is important to do your own fact-checking, take information from trusted sources, and do your best to analyze. This is my own experience and story as someone who's lived in both Ukraine and the US, as well as spent plenty of time in Russia. First point I'd like to address is that I'm seeing a lot in the international media or my friends posting that this war is getting so much media coverage only because it is the war on white people. This is a valid point. Unfortunately, this is the ugly side of the world we live in. I want to acknowledge that and say that we see that too. And even my friends in Ukraine who are currently under the bomb attacks and hiding, they voiced the same thing to me. They're amazed by the media support and the protests all over the world, and they say that this is exactly what keeps them going. Racism is a huge and ugly problem in this world, but we will not heal this world by bombing innocent people of any color or religion. No one deserves to be invaded in the middle of the night. And as a citizen of Ukraine, I must speak up for my country. This is the war against me and my people, and I will fight it in this informational space as hard as I can. In this video, I'd like to share some quite fascinating facts about this war, which in my opinion could be the reasons for higher media coverage and stronger than usual attention, since I think this is the war of dictatorship over democracy and freedom, and the consequences of this war will be worldwide. To quote our president Volodymyr Zelenskyy, this war is for all the world. First, people. Ukrainian and Russian people have been brothers and sisters for a very long time. During the USSR, people were spread out in the country, and when Russia and Ukraine got their independence, people stayed where they were, constantly traveling, visiting family and friends. Almost every single Ukrainian has family or friends in Russia. I always thought of us as the same people, and after spending a lot of time between the two countries, I even didn't mind when people abroad thought I was from Russia, because to me it was the same. I always said we are the same people, it's just the politicians who are trying to divide us. I'm not sure if I can say that anymore. I even used to have a Russian nesting doll burlesque act, Matryoshka, that I performed a lot all over the USA, and everyone loved it. Of course, I have retired it now. Number 2, proximity and shock. Imagine you live a lovely, peaceful life in Canada, and one morning at 5 a.m. you wake up from being bombed by the US. Or, even more so, imagine living in the US and wake up from being bombed by the neighboring US state. This is exactly how it feels. It's people killing their own people because of one person who couldn't get enough during the 22 years of dictatorship. Number 3, Trump. To my American friends, do you remember Trump? Well, now imagine having him as your president for 22 years. Number 4, Brainwash. I am sickened and horrified to see how many people are cheering for this war, for people to be killed, and that is because of the huge informational war started by Putin and his massive propaganda machine in 2014. If you never lived under Putin's regime, especially as a young person, you probably have very little idea of what that's like, and I will touch on some of that today. Number 5, losses. This is the biggest war since World War II in Europe, and so far proves to be one of the deadliest. As of today, 1 week into the war, according to Ukrainian officials, the number of killed Russian soldiers varies between 6,000 and 9,000, and that does not include thousands of Ukrainian soldiers, civilians, and children.